Sean Combs, The Reckoning. You thought you knew everything you needed to know about Diddy. It got a lot worse for him a couple days ago.
Wait, have y'all ever seen other documentaries about Diddy?
I've seen pieces of other ones, but it always felt like I knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot for me, but this one,
I'll just say
this. The advertisement doesn't do it any justice.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I thought it was going to be like, come on, what is this about? I know everything. No, you have not heard all of this. If you have, then you better than me, but I have not heard all of this. Where I'm going to play you a little bit of a snippet of the promotion they did.
Yeah.
It does not do them justice. I have a list of some of the highlights. You have no idea what they talked about in this thing. All right, let's play it.
Never before seen footage on Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
Lord, you win, be with it.
I'll accept it. I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people.
Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
Went away.
Got in
the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
I think it's important to also let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details, you know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in she's like 18, like 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, Because that mind your business or let me not say nothing about nothing or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is...
All right, so Sean Combs, The Reckoning, 50's a troll, bro. I can't believe that the trolling at this level. I thought he would kind of chill when it got like to charges. No, he's not done.
I mean, he got a person vendetta.
Unbelievable, man. Okay, so this. I got a list of things that were covered in this doc that I was not aware they were going to get into. First of all, they started with the Heavy D celebrity basketball game where
City College.
they oversold it or too many, he over promoted it or whatever it was, and 9 people died because they got trampled because the doors instead of the doors they opened out instead of in, so when people were trying to push it in they couldn't get through and then people kept coming. You've probably seen this before on like escalators at like games where it just keeps feeding people down.
It's almost like the Travis Scott thing.
Exactly, yeah. That's what it reminded me of too. Yeah. And you see Diddy kind of walking around, you know, I don't know if he's excited or sad, like it's just weird. But then that kind of made him famous because he was at the press conference explaining it away, and anyway,
well, he was the promoter of it.
He had to answer to it. So, but that's the doc says that's what kind of gave him notoriety because everybody saw that. So what was crazy, what I didn't know, was that his mom confronted him about that event, and he allegedly assaulted her, slapped her, and told her basically, right. So we worried about Cassie and all these other women. If you would do that to your mom, these women had no chance.
Pretty much.
They had no chance.
Well,
allegedly,
I wouldn't be here today. Boy.
Even as an adult.
So he came from kind of like a background where his mom, they kind of hinted towards maybe a madam type, situation. His dad got killed. He was a hustler that got killed. And so basically they're kind of setting up that all those freak offs and all that came from watching his mom do what she did. Right. So and kind of carried it out. So it's already like, I kind of knew some of that. But it was already going in a place I didn't expect it to go. Yeah. So the main narrator through this thing is this guy, Kirk Burrows.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this dude.
Yeah.
But apparently he was the co-founder of Bad Boy.
Yeah.
The reason he was the co-founder of Bad Boy was because of the celebrity basketball game. Yeah. Diddy didn't want his name on nothing, so he gave 75% to his mom and gave 25% to this dude.
Yeah.
He comes back later.
Yeah.
All right. So he's kind of narrating all of this.
Him and a guy named Big Dog or Tim Dog.
I can't remember his
Tim
name.
Dog was his best friend growing up. That he was like, I saw all this.
Yeah.
So both of them were
trying
to go on tag team talking.
Yeah. So later on, that guy that I just brought up, Diddy came and got his 25% back.
Oh yeah.
Came with a bat. Yeah. Threatened him.
Got that mug in blood.
Exactly. Yeah. So similar, like Suge has a similar story. All right. So later on, you hear Eric Sermon tell a crazy story where Eric Sermon is like Diddy swung on him because he had his Eric Sermon. Well, okay, this is gonna become a pattern. Diddy was Drake before Drake, right? Like he would go and try and get with people's ex-girlfriends or side girls or whatever, and try and get with them to like almost like pay back for stuff.
Yeah, because honestly, I didn't know that about Suge.
Yeah.
Because he did that with Suge here in Atlanta.
Suge, he did it to Tupac. He did it to who else am I missing? He did it to Ryan Leslie, Eric Sermon.
Yeah.
So whatever you heard about Drake and what Kendrick called Drake out on, Puffy was doing it. That's probably where he learned it. Albie Shore as well, right?
What we talking about, let's be clear, we want no lawsuits. What we talking about is taking people's girls that
targeting them,
telling like your baby mama or your,
as a way to hurt you.
Yeah, to get at you. Yeah. And put that over your head, like I'm with your baby mama. I had sex with her.
So Puffy sees Eric Sermon in the car with one of the women that he was doing that with, and he swung on him. And then Eric Sermon says he drives him around the corner, and then ends up listening to Biggie's new album. Like, wait a minute, Go back. What happened? He swung on you and then you drove him somewhere to listen to music?
No. I think Eric Sermon was saying that he was going to take him around the corner and beat him up.
Why?
But then instead of beating him up, he let him hear some Biggie out. He let him ready to die.
He talked his way out of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So then Tupac, I think the second episode focuses mostly on Tupac.
The West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, yeah.
And how Tupac really liked Biggie and he wanted to work with Biggie, but Puff was jealous of it.
Yeah.
And
that's what it accused of.
They highly suggest that the Quad Studio shooting was set up by Puffy because he wanted Tupac away from him. And then it got crazy. Then it started getting the stuff I did not expect. So then
allegedly.
All this is allegedly. I'm just telling. This has nothing to do with him. This is about the documentary. I'm just telling you what happened in the documentary.
Allegedly.
So he pulls the side chick thing with Suge.
Yeah.
Because he's mad because you saw the what was it, the Source
Awards
Awards where Suge got up and you want anybody dancing all in your videos.
Yeah. Which is crazy about that is when did you hear that part when they started talking about Bad Boy? Was he dancing in the videos on your record, but he getting a cut from that too?
Yeah, he paid himself to dance in your video. Crazy. Anyway,
on your song.
So Puffy acted like he wasn't upset that day.
Yeah.
He got on stage later and acted like, oh man, it's all
peace,
love, it's all love. No, he plotted on him and he pulled a girl thing with a girl in Atlanta, and then somehow they hinted strongly that he set up somebody
friend. Suge's best friend.
Killed Suge's best friend.
Yeah.
So you see, he paints a story that the guy comes up to somebody and then like leans on his shoulder and shoots the guy right next to him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then Suge grabs Puffy and uses him as a shield. Like, this is getting crazy.
Yeah,
uses him as shield. Like it's nuts, right? So then this is where I did not know that they were gonna do this. So you've been hearing this guy Keefe D's name over and over and over again. If you've been paying any attention, people have been hinting at the fact that Puffy has something to do with Tupac's death. There is allegedly no doubt in my mind now that he did. It was clear. Keefe D spilled the beans. He was relaxed. He was comfortable. He was like he was in a therapy session getting something off his chest. He laid it out perfect. He's like, Puffy came to me. They needed protection because
it was in the West Coast,
thing, and he's like, I'll give you $1 million to take out Suge and Tupac. And they kind of outline. You could watch it to see how it all played out with the guy named Orlando
Anderson.
Orlando Anderson.
But the funny part about all that is that happened by accident, honestly.
Yeah. It was set up already.
Yeah.
But they used that as an opportunity to be like, hey, there's no time better than this, right? So they used that whole like Mike Tyson fight situation where apparently Puffy wanted them to take a death row chain and all this kind of stuff. So because Tupac, you see the video of Tupac in the casino beating up Orlando, jumping him.
Yeah.
And that's what sparked it. Because then Orlando goes to Keefe D and is like, hey, look what he just did. Let's go get him. And then they outline, like Keefe D is narrating the story of how it started with Puff to what happened to Orlando Anderson, he said he was the one that pulled the trigger, to how they laughed about it because the cops were coming up, didn't know they had anything to do with it. And it's just nuts, right? So
and this is only episode 2.
Yeah, we're on episode 2. So this is before we even talk about Cassie and all this. And they also, this is in dispute right now. They said that later on, so Tupac is killed. Later on, Biggie gets killed because Puffy really pushed for Biggie to go to L.A., I guess to kind of rub it in their faces that we survived this thing and then throw parties in L.A. and all that. You know, the song, y'all know the song. And he insisted that Biggie stay in L.A. extra. He was supposed to go to the U.K. to do some press. He insisted he stay. So it's kind of hinting at the fact that it was his fault, but how much of it was like intentionally his fault versus accidentally his fault. But it's just really leaning into the fact that Biggie wouldn't have gotten killed if Puffy didn't push him to stay there and go there. Yeah. So then it alleges that he made Biggie pay for his own funeral. They're disputing that. People disputing that. Yeah. And then it finally gets to all the stuff we've been hearing about recently with Cassie and just a gross story about one of their guys that they used to do their stuff with. Yeah. Gross.
Yeah, it's
just gross, nasty nonsense. All right, and then they had the 2 jurors on. You saw them. The jurors, they didn't believe nothing they were fans. Well, at least one of them was a fan of Diddy, so that kind of hints that that's how he got off. And then there was Aubrey O'Day, Little Rod, a lot of other people that he assaulted that testified that they got assaulted by him too. It also alleges that Diddy influenced the jurors, the witnesses, the media to kind of spin this all in his favor. So it went to places I did not know was going to go. Yeah. What did you think?
After watching it, I told my wife, I was like, man, I regret having him on my wall as a teen.
Damn.
Just like after seeing all that.
Wall? That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a 40-year-old plus man. So at that time in the 90s, when you were thinking I'm living on the East Coast, I'm in New Jersey, New York near.
Yeah, it's a different.
So there's a different vibe. But I'll say that. But I think the thing that really stood out to me about the whole thing is, man, the culture, man. Like the culture, we enabled that, man. Like literally the culture of, if we want to say the culture, you mean hip hop, black culture, we gave Diddy a pass on a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, you go from, like you said, the City College stuff, then you go into, him, beating up Nas ex-manager, Steve Stout, because of the Hate Me Now video. And it's a lot of stuff, the Club New York stuff. They didn't really go into that much, but then it's a lot of stuff that we just turned away from because we didn't, because it's Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club has been saying, well, this is not indictment of hip hop. This is about one man that was. I don't think so. I think it's pretty clear from the very beginning, even from the very first story at Heavy D's basketball game. Yeah. What we're seeing is there's a culture of celebrity worship. Yeah. It's a culture of looking the other way because if I say anything about him, then it's going to risk my opportunity. Yeah. That is the culture of hip hop. Yeah. That's what allows somebody like this to do what he does.
Because even we talked about Capricorn, it was a lady named Capricorn who was his assistant, and that's what she said. She was like, I was scared and I didn't want to do anything because of the culture. And I was like, the culture? Like if somebody, he's telling you, and this is her account, you're literally about to go to Kid Cudi's house to kill him because of him.
She said she got kidnapped.
But she didn't want to talk
because of the culture.
That's crazy.
Man, it's just, I don't know. I'm just sitting here just looking, thinking about how just growing up as a kid, you look at these folks, all these artists and stuff in the industry, and you be like, man, I want to be an artist. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you have no idea the kind of stuff that's really going on behind the scenes, how dark, how wicked it get. When I look at this, I just look at it like, man, there's just no level to the wickedness or the darkness when the devil is involved, man, like even everybody, really, our potential for sin is far greater than the sin we committed. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what you're going to do when you're in certain situations. Yeah. So I see somebody who had a rough beginning, and he had a lot of behavior that went unchecked. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting no counseling. He's not getting no therapy. Ain't nobody really just coming to him trying to really help him from what I can see. And then you create these opportunities on your own, off your grind, off your own hustle. You start feeling like you're responsible for your success. It starts spiraling out of control. You start feeling like you can do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. And people are going along with it because, one, they're scared, or they feel like, man, I'll deal with this because dealing with this is better than where I came from. You know what I'm saying? So people are settled for certain stuff that we look at as being crazy because we don't know what they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So when that happens and it goes unchecked over time, you create this monster who feels like he's invincible. But eventually what you see, the lesson from all this is no matter how powerful you think you are, how much you think you can do and get away with it, everybody going to have their day. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to come to an end eventually. So whatever done in the dark gonna come to the light. Yep. And this is a prime example of that. Like this man was an icon, a mogul, on the Forbes list. All this stuff happened. He seemed virtually untouchable. How many years ago this stuff happened that we looking at now? Years and years and years. And all of a sudden now, you look at that man now, his hair done got so great, like he done aged 20 years in the last 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like the stress coming to him, like so it just show you, man, like you're not gonna get away with this stuff, man, no matter how powerful you think you are. Like you're gonna have to humble yourself at some point or another.
But I think also too, it showed some stuff because I mean, even before it got to Cassie, it was talking about making a band and how, people was talking about stuff in the making a band era with him and different things. And I mean, I think we don't listen to people's testimony because we always give the side eye. We always say, because people been saying stuff about Puff for years. Yeah. And people don't believe it. You know what I mean? But I think now it's like we kind of said offline about when people have those conversations, now it's a little bit different because there's plethora of documentaries about him since him going to prison. You know what I mean?
But it's the unwillingness for people who had some pull to say something, and the power dynamics that didn't allow a lot of the women to be able to say. Like, a lot of the women stood up. There was a young lady from the beginning of the doc that tried.
Yeah.
And nobody helped her.
Yeah.
There was the young man, Lil Rod. He went to his chief of staff or whatever she was, and he's like, I think I may have gotten something happen with me. They're drugging me and doing stuff to me. And it's like, so, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the reaction you get from people who could help, because they don't want to lose their position.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, they don't want to lose their position or their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude obviously getting folks knocked off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is your well-being you looking at. So I don't want to go back to being poor if he paying me money. So that's what I'm saying. People will accept certain kind of behavior when they're in desperate situations.
Yeah, you're being offered riches and fame or poverty and death.
Yep.
And those are your choices. He can knock you off if you make him mad. You know he's done it.
Yep.
He got away with it.
Yeah.
He can ruin your career, blackball you.
Yeah.
So that's your options over here. Or the most fame, most money you could ever see in your life. It's like
that exposure, man.
Yeah.
Exposure, man. Like, I tell folks all the time, even on a smaller level, not even on this level, like, you get somebody who broke and put a little money in their pocket, like, you're going to start being tempted by stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit, it just shows you a whole other side of life. It's just like, man, I got money now. I can go here. I can do this. I can do that. And along with that comes a lot more temptation. So imagine you got $500 million in assets and all this kind of stuff, and nobody telling you no because you supplying their lifestyle and all the rest of this stuff. You feel like you got leverage. That's what he living on. He living off the leverage that he had over people, supplying their lifestyle, threatening people, moving like a gangster, prostitute, perverts, all this kind of stuff involved. Like, this is what happened when sin just spiraled out of control. Like, where there's no boundaries, there's chaos. His life is an example of just sin just spiraling out of control.
But the sickest thing, and this is where we got to be careful, the sickest thing is all throughout it. Even when he was saying the nastiest stuff to people, God loves us. You know, this is all for God. Like, if you would have just clipped the end of his communications, he would sound like a Christian.
Oh yeah.
He would always he felt like God gave him some special permission to be who he was.
Because even in the doc, he was like, at present day, he's like, I can't say nothing because God told me not to say anything.
Yeah. Like, it's like, how do you allow
but
yourself,
manipulating stuff behind the scenes.
How do you allow yourself your heart to get so callous that you can still sound like you're a Christian?
You wicked, bro.
When you're doing all those things. That's a warning for everybody.
Yeah, that's true. That is real.
Yeah, shoot. And man, and shoot, in this Christian space, man, please, bro, don't think it's just secular. Shoot, it's some wickedness going on in this Christian space. It's some folks who using God's name for personal gain in the Christian space, and I feel like that's even worse because over here it's like, I know you wicked, you know what I'm saying, but I also know you're really ignorant to who God truly is. So it's like, I don't give you a pass for your behavior, but I understand because you really don't know the Lord for real. But over here, folks profess to know the Lord and like, they moving in ways you looking like, dang, you know the Lord for real? Like, and you gonna do somebody like that? Or you finna play with their money like that? Or you finna talk about them like that? Like, yeah. Wow. Like, it's grimy over here too.
You know who's interesting?
Ain't no Vaseline, but it's still it's grimy.
Jesus, that's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what is interesting that hasn't spoken yet that people are still waiting to hear? Farnsworth Bentley.
He ain't gonna say nothing.
You know what I mean? I mean, he Professor Christian.
He didn't testify?
No, I mean, he didn't say anything. Like, he hasn't spoken about anything since the Diddy stuff. And everybody's like, yo.
Man, Diddy done made a lot of people turn to Jesus, didn't he?
Man, think about this, bro. The girl Pam from Total, she was a minister. Yeah. Loon, he went to some different religion. Like, Shine, he became a minister.
He became Jewish.
Mace went to being a pastor. Like, that man.
He done saved more people than Billy Graham.
Hey, I'm telling you, boy, that boy he really an evangelist. he really an evangelist.
On the bad boy if you want Jesus.
Telling you, boy. Hey.
I feel bad for his kids, man.
Oh man,
they got grown.
Yay and nay.
Well, no, but they got groomed just like Cassie did.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Well, because the way it sounded like in the documentary, his oldest son, not Quincy, but his Justin, the way they talking is like he been involved with some foolishness.
Word.
They all in the room together now. Yeah.
They all up in it, man.
I'm thinking like I know he got two little girls or like little girls. That joint's sad, bro.
It is, bro. Yeah.
That's the legacy, man. Like, yeah, like my dad left me when I was 17, but like he was never like He's not an awful human being like that, but just to think, like, the shame I felt for my dad leaving me, like, I would never trade that for that. Like, having all the money in the world, but a dad that's just a scum of the earth. Like, I would never switch that. I'd take poverty over that any day.
That's it. That's it. Bro. Yeah, and then are you willing to take the poverty and the death over that kind of success? That's the question all of us have.
Oh, I think the question also, too, is can you be a Christian with that type of success? Like, when success come to you, and I've always heard, like you just said earlier, like it heightens. Whatever you deal with, it heightens when you become extremely successful. You know what I mean? The rapper Flame from back in the day had a song when he said, if you're insecure poor, you be insecure rich. If you smoke weed poor, you smoke like just who you are broke, that character in you will be the extreme of when you get amplified when you get rich.
What this is showing is you may not have a choice. The gatekeepers that are that allow you to have whatever success you're trying to get.
You think that's based off the Lil Rod part of the documentary?
Because wasn't Lil Rod claiming to be some Christian something before? That all went away because you're presented with an opportunity to make money, to be famous, to kind of get to that success. Yeah. All of us have this opportunity. It's like, here it is. But the people that are handing out the opportunity are people like Diddy. So then what are you supposed to do?
That's Hollywood in general. I think Hollywood and entertainment, I think you have a lot of people who probably wrestling with personal demons, knowing they're doing stuff that they really shouldn't be doing. But it's like they don't have it in them to say, man, I'll go back home and be broke before I did. Some people do. That's why. And they try to embarrass them. They end up on Unsung.
Say, you didn't make it.
Yeah, you on Unsung and all this. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of them people were still talented. They just were like, man, I'm not finna play the game with y'all. I'm not finna let y'all violate me and disrespect me for fame. If that's what come along with it, I'll just go home. But everybody ain't that strong. You know what I'm saying?
But then also in the last part of that, going back to Lil Rod, when they was talking about, I remember that part where he was like, he said, man, any girl you want, you can have. Just put this hat on, and they know what time it is. Yeah. And he was like, I went in this club, I put this hat on, and all these girls started, and like they knew, like it was almost like sex trafficking. Like
it is like, trafficking. That's why you should have went down for it.
but I think the thing is, it shows that, but then also what it showed too. I think it felt like, I feel like the reason why this new footage got out was because he was so cocky and bold that he thought he was gonna beat it. You know what I mean? And I think he was going to use that footage, part of his own documentary. Yeah. But 50 flipped it on.
Yeah, they said the judges were mad because he was so arrogant. Like, he ain't even, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't even saying he can leave yet, but he already got interviews and
booked, lined up and stuff.
It's power. If you have power for long enough, you get away with murdering people and doing all, like, who's going to tell you to stop? Somebody said Lil Rod's uncle is a Christian YouTuber. He goes by Sir Walter Jones. You might know.
I don't know. Never heard of him.
I don't know, bro.
There's a lot of church kids involved in these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And that's why I always have a problem with pastors and stuff that don't cultivate young people in their churches. Because what happens is if you don't cultivate that talent, especially a musician, if you don't cultivate that talent in your church and help them build that and grow that in the faith, then they're gonna take it to the world. Yeah. And then that's when they come back to your church and you go, I always believed in him. He was my such as, you know what I mean, and all this other stuff.
Man, people care more about your talent than they care about your spiritual maturity. Yeah. A lot of times in these churches, like if you can rap, sing, dance, play the drums, do whatever, and they make the church look good, they're gonna put you on stage. You could be dying on the inside. Wow. And folks ain't really spending time to really disciple you and help you grow in the word and in faith. And that's why you see a lot of people. That's why with the younger guys, even in our space, I try to show a lot of grace, you know what I'm saying? Because people looking like, first you got guys who 19, early 20s, you know what I'm saying, mid-20s, like actually trying to do something for the Lord. In 2025, that's worthy, that's commendable already, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got to think the first time somebody saw them with some talent, the first thing they probably were thinking was, how can their talent benefit me? So now you don't really get young guys who have people they can call and talk to and lean on and get advice. You got older guys who either trying to use them to keep their platform growing, who want to criticize them and tear them down with unrealistic expectations. Like, it's just a lot of stuff going on. Even I think if you was on the interview with The Fix, he was saying how the OGs ain't OGing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true to a certain, you know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, it's like you see a lot of older artists trying to use the younger artists, or they hating on the older artists or blocking them from doing certain things when you really should be somebody they can lean on and say, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, man. What would you do in this situation? And know it's coming from a genuine place, but a lot of these guys don't give you that.
Yeah.
Because they want to hold on to what they got. And it's sad.
Sometimes it's jealousy too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes older artists be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say they don't want someone younger coming taking their spot because it's like they take my spot. That's my bookings. That's my shine. That's my fame, which is
ignorant.
Which is not true.
It's ignorant, bro. It's, if you supposed to be doing it, you gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if the season is over, just go to God and say, okay, this season's over. What's the next season look like for me? You know what I'm saying? If you're in God's will, that's the real success. If I'm trying to force my way into something that the season is over, I'm not gonna get no fulfillment and no joy out of that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
All right.